Comrades, you guys have watched me build some amazing kits in 2023. This is my definitive list of the top 10 kits that I had put together in the year 2023. Stay tuned to see which one is my number one. What's going on, comrades, and welcome to another exciting episode of my top 10 list of Gunpla. I usually like to do these top 10s like once a year, maybe like once in a while, to talk about, the top things that I liked about the Gundam, the Gundam kits in general. Which kits were my favorite, which ones were my least favorite. But this year we're going to talk about the top 10 kits that I built last year. So this list is just the 10 best kits that I had fun building. They are in the order that I've set them in because of the criteria that they meet for this. So yeah, let's go ahead and get into that list and see what we got here. Coming in at number 10, we have the HG Infinite Justice Gundam. Now this kit was a fun build for me, although I will say, my Seed fans out there are going to be like, dude, why did you rank this so low? Hear me out on this, guys. It was a fun build. It was a beautiful kit. The color separation was amazing, and the detail in it was pretty well spot on. There wasn't a whole lot I had to do extra to make it look nice. The only thing I have to say negative about it is it's super top heavy, and some of the parts just feel wonky on it. They don't feel like they sit really well. But with that being said, it's not a bad kit. Like it's still in my top 10 for the year. And I built a lot of kits last year, some of which I did on stream, some of which I did off stream, some of which I've done kind of in a mix together just to kind of have something to do. But guys, the HG Infinite Justice Gundam had, like I said, some beautiful detail to it, just a really good design. But again, being super top heavy, I like to be able to pose them without a stand, just because I like to sometimes get photos of mine, and I'm wanting to get more into photography of the Gundam kits to make them look like something other than just a stand having to hold them up. And that was where I found my biggest shortfall. The parts were nice, everything held together good, but some of it feels super loose. You got to do a little bit of work with it, so it definitely was one of my lower ranking kits for this top 10 list. But still, top 10 for me because it's so much different than your basic red, white, and blue Gundam, so it definitely won that over for me. Coming in at number 9, we have the Figurized Standard Broly. Now, I know this is a Gunpla list, but I consider all Playmo Gunpla in a broad definition. I use the very broad term Gunpla in this list, but, Playmo, plastic models, Gunpla models, Gundam models, all of that together I meshed together in this broad term here of the top 10 kits that I've built. Coming in at number 9 was the Figurized Standard Broly. Now, I'm a huge fan of Dragon Ball Z. I'm not as big of a fan of Super as I was Z. And I mean, I know Broly comes back in Super, but I remember back in the days when Broly was his own, he had his own movie. So seeing him in Super, it was nice to see him get him brought back. But this kit from the Figurized Standard line was a beautiful meshing of just color separation, great detail in it. The stickers complemented it well. A lot of great detail pieces in the build itself. It comes in at number 9 because it's expensive, guys. The Figurized Standard line is always a little bit more pricey to me, and by expensive I mean over $25 for a kit that came with just enough runners to feel like a $25 kit. It's really nice, though, when it comes down to its design, and really just a beautiful piece of art. The only thing that kind of frustrated me a little bit was the posability was not as terrible as it could have been, but it still had some posability moments with just being such a bulky figure that he's a little bit like my biggest complaint with a lot of kits is they get super top heavy the more you put on top and the less you put on the bottom. But his posability works really well aside from that top heaviness. Another thing that I was kind of bummed out a little bit about was that that the kit itself just felt, like I said, it didn't feel like it was worth that higher price. I think I paid like $50 for him, and he should have been a little bit lower in my opinion, but that's just my opinion. It's still a good kit, guys. There's nothing really negative about any of these kits here that really tells me they aren't great kits. However, it being a Dragon Ball Z kit, I like the fact that it comes with all the extra bonus parts. I love the fact that it had so many great posing pieces that can go along with it to give you kind of the scene you want to make. But I feel like with that cost, they could have given me some effects parts, because I've had kits that came at that same price that gave me effects parts. That's just me. Again, this is just my opinion. Take it with a grain of salt. You don't have to hate on it. It is what it is. But again, the number 9 was the Figurized Standard Broly. Just a beautiful kit all the way around. Coming in at number 8, we have the HG Gundam Calibarn. Now, the Calibarn was a just phenomenal build from the Witch from Mercury line, based on the suit that's towards the end of the series. Spoiler alert for you that haven't seen it. The kit's out there. You know it's out there. You know where this suit's coming in. This kit had some amazing details in it, and the only reason it comes in at number 8 is because, like I said, there's some other kits out there that really sold me a lot more and really made me love it a lot more. But the Gundam Calibarn has a just beautiful weapon to it. It has a beautiful design, just a very sleek build, very slender build, super well put together, not feeling super loose like some kits that I've built. But where it falls short is that it feels more like a very low-end high model, almost entry grade from the high grades. It doesn't feel like it's got a lot of, and I know this is kind of an introductory for people getting into Gundam, but with it being so super detailed, you would hope that they had some more parts to it that would just make it kind of, pose a little bit more fluid and all that. The joints are a little tight in the shoulder, so like if you want to have it holding that beam cannon, or that beam weapon that it has, you can't really get that to go, but it's still not a bad kit, guys. So again, none of these kits that I have, I feel, are terrible kits. So with that, the Calibarn really wins for me with the color separation, the cool Permet score sticker built into the plastic piece. That is a huge win for me as well. Just some great detail in this kit. However, where it falls short, again, for the price range I got, it felt like it felt closer to an entry grade, or closer to like, the old beginner kits that you used to get for the HG line, like the entry to Gunpla with the HG RX-71 that came with the marker and some tools. That's kind of how it felt to me, but it's still a nice kit. Coming in at number 7, we are going back away from the term Gunpla here, and being more broad with it, with the Figurized Standard Blue Eyes White Dragon. Being a Yu-Gi-Oh fan, I had to have this kit. So when I bought this kit last year before last, it's been sitting in my backlog, and I wanted to build this one for you guys so y'all could see it. It was a very great kit, just a super fun kit to build. The biggest thing with me for it was just how huge this kit turned out to be. Like, I built a 30-minute missions, one of the night kits that they come with, and it paired well with it, and I actually put it in a TikTok that had the knight facing off against the dragon, and it was really cool. Blue Eyes White Dragon is one of my favorite Yu-Gi-Oh cards, and one of my favorite Yu-Gi-Oh monsters, and getting to actually build this kit was so much fun. Where it wins is with the color separation, the detail parts that it has. Just the wings themselves are beautiful pieces of plastic. Just, it's so beautiful, guys. Definitely well worth the time. Where it fails, though, is some of those parts feel very, very easy to break. I panicked a little bit with the wings. I was afraid I was going to break them. Luckily, I didn't. But also, another thing, too, is the posability with it is good, but it's not. There's some things I wish it could have done. You could have done a little more to kind of make it posable. The neck isn't super posable. So you get maybe you can arch the neck a little bit. You can straighten it out a little bit, but that's about it. You really cannot turn the head, and you can't turn the neck to face anything too well without feeling like it's going to just snap loose. So again, posability is kind of a concern for me there, but it's not a major concern. This again ranks at number 7 just because it has some great features, some great details. Price point was a little high for me though, for what it was. Again, Figurized standards usually run a little higher just because they're licensed that way. So Yeah, the figure, it's not a bad kit. It's not a bad kit. Again, this is why it's on my top 10. But for it to have been into the top 5, I would have needed a few more little, nice gimmicks or something like that to make it really pop for me. Coming in at number 6, we have the Shinseng Technology White Tiger. Now, this kit is a third-party kit from another company that makes some pretty cool, Zodiac style kits based on the Chinese Zodiac, the Eastern Zodiac. This kit was a must have for me, well, because one, my favorite animal is a tiger. I love tigers. Tigers are just it's got to be my spirit animal. It's actually my Chinese Zodiac too, which is really cool. So I had to have this kit, and it comes with all of these beautiful parts. It's really nice. It's easy to put together for the most part. There were some parts that really made me struggle a bit and really made me go, not another Batch the Black Knight. If you watched that stream, you will understand what I mean. However, the kit went together decently. There wasn't a whole lot of struggle putting it together. The problem I have with it, though, and the reason why it's not higher up on my list, even though it's one of my favorite kits to put together, was that it was super sharp to put together. So I was hurting my fingers pushing on parts. Those parts are just so sharp. They shouldn't be that sharp. Like, I love that Bandai dulls down their parts, but still leaves a point so that it's rounded, but it's not like going to stab you if you try to hold it. The second thing I found with this kit that I really didn't like is that it's not very well... Like, you can tell that the quality control wasn't there because some parts just do not stay together. So you have to use the fingernail polish trick to kind of keep ball joints a little tighter in their sockets. You have to do these things that just take it away from being a good kit, from being a number 1 kit for me. But still, it ranks number 6 in my list just because it is a beautiful kit. The cost was super affordable for what it was. It really was a great challenging kit, which I love a good challenge with a kit. I don't like super easy, but I don't like super difficult to the point that you got to glue everything together just to hold it in place. 5-star stories. Anyway, the Shinseng Technologies White Tiger does rank pretty well, and it is a beautiful kit for me, and I loved it. And the only downfall, like I said, was the fact that some of the parts just didn't stick well on there, nor were they really well. The joints didn't feel super tight on there. There was a little bit of looseness. It is a little bit of a hand grenade, and the sharpness on it really does make a super difference on how well of a kit this could have been. Coming in at number 5, we have the HG Kshatriya. Now, I love the Kshatriya. I loved the design of the suit in Mobile Suit Gundam Unicorn. But this is one of my first Unicorn kits that I really had to put together that wasn't a Gundam. It wasn't one of the original Gundams. Instead, we get the Kshatriya. My buddy Jordan had put this together, and shout out to you, Jordan, because you made me want to get this kit as soon as I saw it. And I love the Zeon suits. I really do love the Mono Eyes. They're one of my favorites from the Universal Century. And the more bulky and technical they look, the more I want them. And this kit sold me 110%. The Kshatriya was a beautiful design with that green, black, orange, and gold kind of mix in there. Just a wonderful build. There's a lot of moving parts on it and a lot of cool little features on there. But the Kshatriya wins for me because it has those little funnels that you can take out and pose. You do need a stand for that, unfortunately, or you have to get some wire and put it into the suit so it looks like it's doing its thing. The reason why it comes in at number 5 is because although it is beautiful, although it is a fun build, although it has all these amazing things, those funnels will come out easily if you're not careful. They will. The parts are really well on there, but they're super loose as well, and you feel like you're going to break them the moment you start putting them in there, just because there's that thin little piece of plastic on there that works as the barrel of the funnel. That was my biggest concern. However, with that being said, the price of the suit was well worth it. The price of the kit in general was well worth it. Definitely worth the money to me. So yeah, definitely go get that one if you can. It's a fun build. It's definitely in my top 5 for that reason. Again, pros where it was just an easy build, beautiful kit, very true to the colors of the actual anime, and just a tall kit too. Like, it almost felt like an MG in building. Cons where there's some parts on there that make you just kind of nervous to play with them. Coming in at number 4 is one of my most recent builds with the MG Sananju. The MG Sananju was a just wonderful design. This kit was so fun to put together. I got it for my birthday this year or last year, and it was one of the last builds I did, and one of my, I think it's like my second or it's like my fourth MG build, fourth or fifth, and there wasn't a whole lot of just extra stuff that needed to be done. This kit went together so smoothly. It comes in at number 4 because there's just other kits that kind of outrank it in my personal opinion. But the MG Sinanju definitely was amazing in its design. Just a beautiful kit, really huge, almost perfect grade size. It was like a little perfect grade almost. It has some great detail, great accessories. The kit itself wasn't too difficult to put together for an MG, and I love that. The only downfall for it was just the price range. I got it from Hobby Lobby for almost like $90, which is super high for a master grade in my opinion. I get it. It's a very well sought after kit, and sometimes Hobby Lobby will mark up their prices, but even still, the MG Sinanju is definitely one of my top rated kits just because for this year, because when I put it together, I had a lot of fun putting it together. And again, these are kits that I've put together this year in 2023. I know I'm going to probably get some flack about, well, you said top 23 kits for 2023. No, these are the top 20 kits, top 10 kits I've built in 2023. But the MG Sinanju definitely comes in the top 4 just because it was fun for me. I enjoyed it. I didn't feel like I struggled too much with it, and it's super easy for an MG. So definitely a good starter MG if you're wanting to get into something that has a lot of fun bits to it. Coming in at number 3, we have the HG Astray Gold Frame Amatsumina. Now, I may have butchered that name, and I apologize, but this kit was a piece of art. It is just so beautiful, and the weapons it has, and the accessories, and that black, gold, and red combo just really looked beautiful. I enjoyed putting it together. It was such a fun build for me. It gave me some ideas, as a matter of fact, for a kit bash that I want to work on, and I'm super excited to try that out. But it is just a piece of art all in its own. That the gold coloration that's added to it, along with that black, and that it's like a almost like shiny black with a little bit of like red thrown in there, just really goes well together, guys. And it's a beautiful kit. Not too hard, not too difficult to put together. There was a bit of a challenge there. There were some parts that didn't stay on well, and it gives you a little bit of a hand grenade feel, but at the same time, this kit was so great to me that I bought a second one for a kit bash that I want to do based on one of my favorite characters from My Hero Academia. I love Tokoyami, so I wanted to build a Tokoyami based Gundam here soon. So I'm hoping to come up with something soon that I can do with that. Got to get a little better with my painting skills though before we try that. But still, just a great kit. The prices weren't terrible. It was a really fun build. The only flaws I have with it are because of that shininess, your fingerprints are going to show up super, they're going to show up a lot on the kit when you handle it. Also, some parts feeling a little loose on it. Again, fingernail polish goes a long way. Use that if you got it. But again, still, it's number 3, and it's a number 3 for a very good reason. Coming in at number 2 is another master grade from P Bandai this time. This time, though, I'm talking about one of my favorite P Bandai kits here, which is the MG Death Scythe Rosette. Now, I bought this kit thinking that it was going to be a completely different Death Scythe kit. It is the old Master Grade MG, or the old Master Grade Death Scythe. Just the Death Scythe, not the Death Scythe Hell. I've built both the Death Scythe and the Death Scythe Hell now, and I can tell you without a doubt, I still love it. The cheeks were kind of the faces on the Gundam Wing kits in the Master Grade line just really aren't my favorite. But this kit comes in at number 2, one, because Death Scythe's my favorite suit. There's more to it, guys. It was a fun. It was one of my favorite P Bandai builds that I've done yet. Just a beautiful kit. It balances out well with the weight. The backpack, the Rosette unit that it has, is just so smooth on it. Gives you like, what if Death Scythe had borrowed Wing Gundam's backpack? And it looks really good on it. It's really smooth. It's really just a well-designed build. I had a ton of fun putting it together. Didn't feel like I struggled too much with it, aside from the cheeks on the kit. But it comes in at number 2 for the fact that it's just such a beautiful kit. Such a great design. The only flaw is it was a P Bandai, which I feel like is just a little bit more overpriced for that master grade. But with all the bonus accessories we got with it, it was definitely worth it with that backpack unit and some of the weapons and things that we got. You can tell that this was a great kit for what P Bandai was putting out. So definitely number 2 on my list, just because 1, it's my favorite suit, and 2, the design of it was just so clean and so nice, and it didn't feel like a hand grenade in my hands, aside from, like I said, those cheeks putting them together. But a little glue got those in place and without any problem. So yeah, that's number 2 for me, guys. Now for the big finale, guys. The number 1 kit on my list is the last kit of 2023 that I put together. This kit is a P Bandai piece of art, and that is the HG Ghost Gundam. Guys, the Ghost Gundam was just a wonderful build for me. I loved the color pattern of it, with that gray, the white, the black, and the purple all coming together with little hints of red in there as well. This kit was not super expensive for a P Bandai kit, but it came with so many detail parts and so many effects parts that those effects parts sold me 110%. I love effects parts, and when your kit comes with effects parts, you're going to win me over. And the reason why this is number 1 is it's a well put together kit with only a couple of flaws that I found that were not really flaws, but just made to make it easier to transform. It has a transformation gimmick, which I like. I've played around with that transformation gimmick a little bit, and it was super fun and super easy to do. But this kit has some great little detail pieces in there. You can actually, it comes with bonus pieces, so you can plug those detail pieces in without struggling a little bit. And taking the parts on and off aren't too difficult, especially if you have a part separator like this right here. You can use that to kind of just get in there and pry it out easily without, breaking the parts. The instructions were super clean and super easy to understand, and the kit itself is just so well done that I couldn't knock it. I couldn't knock it at all. It comes in at number 1 for me just because of the fact it is such a different kit compared to what I'm used to building. The Ghost Gundam itself was just a beautiful design, and I loved putting this together. I bought the Phantom Gundam as well that I can't wait to put together. That one's going to be fun. And yeah, so it definitely sold me on 3 different kits from that line that they were dropping. So hats off to Bandai for making a quality product here. Well, anyway, comrades, that's my top 10 list of my favorite kits of 2023 that I had put together. Leave a comment below and let me know which kits that I've built or which kits that you've built were your favorite for 2023. I would like to know. I would like to know what kits did you build that you absolutely loved. As always, you can leave a like. Make sure you smash that like button. Make sure you click on that subscribe button down there below. And yeah. That's it for today's video, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure you check out my merch shop where you can snag some KBG merch to help support the channel. Check out my sponsor, Dubby. Save you some money when you do check out Dubby by using my coupon code COLDBAND to get you any of their amazing energy drink products for 10% off, guys. Again, that is for 10% off. Dubby makes a clean and wonderful energy drink that doesn't leave you feeling jittery, doesn't leave you feel like I'm going to crash. It's got some great flavors out there, guys. Go snag you some today. I also want to take this time to thank my members of the channel. These are the people that have paid $2.99 a month to help support the channel. You guys have helped me out tremendously with keeping this channel afloat, and I couldn't do it without you guys, so thank you so much for your wonderful support. Again, $2.99 is all it takes to become a czar of the channel. Well, anyway, comrades, that's it for today's video. I want to thank you so much for watching. Be safe, be amazing, much love to you all, and we'll see you in the next video.